Dear members and guests, welcome to our webinar at home with Alejandra Castro Rioseco, founder of Mia Art Collection. For those who don't know me, I am Barbara Faranik-Matonet, founder and president of the Art Circle. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Our event today is unique for several reasons. We are very happy of our new collaboration with Spirit Now London. Founded in 2015 and directed by Marie-Laure de Clermont-Tonnerre, Spirit Now London is a non-profit organization with all funds donated to cultural institutions and the support of young artists. Their members are benefactors, collectors, and friends. Spirit Now London gives the opportunity to personalities from contemporary art, design, culture, and science. They support exhibitions, institutions, and artists. On behalf of the Art Circle Board, I would like to warmly welcome you, Marie-Laure, and all your members. We are very happy to start our collaboration with you, and we intend to regularly welcome you into our events. Similarly, our members will also have the opportunity to participate to the great events organized by Spirit Now London, such as the one with Fondation Cartier for Contemporary Art in Paris. Tonight is a very special evening as we are very honored to have with us Alejandra Castro Rioseco. Alejandra is a major Chilean art collector. She collects women arts from all around the world. The three main pillars of her engagement are gender empowerment and rights, education, and arts and technology. She founded in March 2020 the Mia Anywhere Virtual Museum, a technological platform for promoting women artists, allowing visitors to walk through a virtual museum space. But there is so much to say about Alejandra that I will leave to Vincent Larnicole, who is our moderator tonight, the pleasure to introduce her better. Vincent is an art collector. Finally, I am very happy that our event tonight is about an extraordinary woman having created an amazing women artist collection. In a few days, on the 8th of March, is the International Women's Day. As you all know, the Art Circle is a women's only group. This means that for us, every day is Women's Day. Before starting, I have a few administrative matters. First of all, we have put you all on mute. Please remain muted during the whole presentation. And I ask you to address your question by writing them on the chat function. Vincent will ask them for us. At the end of the webinar, feel free to unmute and stay for a chat. Please join me to welcome Alejandra. Vincent, the floor is yours.
Well, before anything, I'm hoping that you know who Alejandra is on this incredible screen. So Alejandra, can you just wave your hand so at least we know who you are here? Yes, this is Alejandra. There's so many beautiful women here. We need to know who's who. Because of course, I know Alejandra so well. She's a very dear friend of mine. And I think this conversation is really, it's going to be quite fascinating. We met for the first time a few years back at a gallery, and we were sitting at a dinner at a gallery. And I remember how much you and I enjoyed talking about art, and particularly about artists, and particularly about women artists. I think you had, from a very, very long time, a very strong vision in what you were doing. I think it comes from your family, probably yourself built it even deeper. And I know that you will walk us around your home, your beautiful home in Dubai, showing us around a few of those incredible artists that you have discovered and that now you are strongly promoting. I think what you have created about a year ago when the hardest time, the darkest time of the pandemic started, you had a fantastic idea. And I remember you and I sitting in Dubai and enjoying the conversation about this project. And I was obviously very admirative of this fantastic project. I think today, all of us want to know, of course, about this project that you started, the Mia Art Collection, and particularly the online museum. Of course, this is fantastic. But also, I think we want to be a bit personal. We want to know how you are spotting these artists. I know that you are really spotting all around the world, all of these incredible women. I have myself come across some of your artists that you identified. Of course, I'm thinking of Elvira, Noemi, and many others that I'm now communicating with, even myself directly. So I think it's interesting for us to understand, how do you spot these artists and how do you promote them to bring them to the international scene, as you are so wonderfully doing. So I'm going to leave you the floor now. And if you allow me, from time to time, I will maybe ask you a couple of questions because I have a few ideas in my mind. Welcome, Alejandra. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you. The first, I want to say thank you, Barbara, for inviting me to this conversation and for participate. This a beautiful group want to learn, and the people learn about art. I think it's very important talk about the women's artists in the world, in particular in this month. No, it's March, and all the people talk about the women's in different levels. But in my case, the conversation about women's is every day about art and about different things. And I want to say thank you for this opportunity for talk about my collection. And I'm very proud that exists this group and this opportunity for talk. Yes, Vincent, you know exactly, you know my home, you know part of my collection, and yes, I have a beautiful collection, then approx 900 pieces of art in different countries, and I'm take the decision and collector women's about the inequality I see about the women's artists, and I know this thing is not only about women artists, it's about women in the different level in the world. I'm feminist, and I promote a lot of projects for support women in the different levels. MIAR collection is a personal collection, no profit organization, working with a magnificent team in the different parts of the world. And my collection is in New York, London, South America, and a small part here in Abu Dhabi. When you talk about the virtual museum, it's very important for me. Say the virtual museum is not only my idea; it's idea about my team, and all this work that I do is thanks the magnificent team that I have, and this team working like me, no profit too, and the different projects, and it's very difficult to inspire people for working in art in particular, no? But it's possible, and I have a magnificent team, and I say thank you, and that's the first things that I wanted talking about. And the question that you asked me is very special because in the beginning, when I'm buy art, I'm going to the galleries and I visit different countries, different fairs, different collection of friends. But with the time, I'm collector like 50 years now, 1 and 5, for correct my body English, but and now the artists come with us. Now the artists, I receive more than the 1,000 portfolios these years about artists to the different countries, different technique, different age. And of course, I'm study I have a small research about the different artists, and I take a decision then buy or don't buy, include or don't include artists. But the virtual museum is in our case, the second hands for the MIAR collection. The MIAR collection is one collection art, like a lot of friends that I have is collectors and have the collection. But when creator the virtual museum, and the virtual museum have the big exhibition for the artists in the world, and give an opportunity for the artists show the world, show the talent, a lot of talent the women's artists have. And for example, I have a fantastic exhibition about Chechenian artists, about Egyptian artists, about Peruvian artists. And in any case, I'm coordinate this with the galleries or with artists, independent, or museums. Or in the case of Art Egypt, for example, I'm coordinate with Art Egypt, the exhibition in the virtual museum, and in the same moment in the reality exhibition. And I receive a lot of portfolios, and I'm working too much with the artists, and it's, I'm observing a lot of people say the world changed now about art, but I think this is a very deep and a very true. And the art is not for a small group, the people, no, for a small group can buy art or can enjoy the art. In my point of view, the art is something very public, is for anybody, is for any people want or love the art. But of course, in the real world, a lot of people don't have the access to the art, and especially women don't have the access, because the access for go to the museum is 10 euros or 20 euros pay for if you want to go to the museum. And MIART collection open one space for the people, visit artists, connect with artists, learn art, completely free, completely open, 24 hours per day, because of course it's something virtual. And I'm so happy about this this opportunity for can do something more the collector. For say collector is very easy. No, if you have the money for buy art, you are collector. But what is the next step of the collection people? What is the next step when you love something? The other day I talked with a friend of mine. He told me, no, I love the animals. And I say, okay, what do you do for animals? He say, no, I'm donate money for the support the animals in the street. And I say, okay, but why the people don't do the same for the art? Or a small group exists, like for example, this group of London, no? But in general, the collectors is a little living a little close group or social life, and I think these things now change completely. Maybe with the pandemic, I don't know. But
did you know, Alejandra? Did you know in the beginning when you created the MIART collection, particularly in the virtual museum, did you have this intention to bring artists to people who did not necessarily go into museums? Was it in the beginning, or do you find it a kind of result after 1 year? Is it the beginning, or is it the result?
No, in the beginning, when I'm buy art, when I buy my piece of art, I buy piece of art for my home, and this is the real thing. I never study art. I'm a civil engineer. And I buy art and I love the art and I'm enjoying. And in one moment I have a very big collection. And I talk with one friend of mine, is Pablo León de la Barra, is a curator from the Guggenheim in New York. And Pablo tell me, Alejandra, you have an amazing collection. Why you don't do something with this? And I say, okay, do what? What I can do, you know? And a lot of people know my collection in this moment. This is, I don't know, 12 years ago. And put a lot of ideas, social ideas in my mind about the create something more open for the people enjoy the art. But when the beginner, when create virtual museum, you know, the women have something very, very incredible thing about the ¿cómo se dice? Cuando sensibility, special sensibility and special. I remember when I talked with Juan, for example, is part of my team, is my partner in the virtual museum. When I talk with Juan and I say, I want to create something virtual museum for the people see my collection. And working in this 1 month, in the same moment, then create this idea, happened the pandemic. But of course, our team don't have idea happened the pandemic, no? But maybe I feel something happened, and for this I create. And I really believe the women have this superpower for feeling when the things happen. Maybe I don't know what happened, I don't know what exactly happened, but I feel need to do something with this. And of course, the moment is perfect because Juan and me finished the program for the virtual museum, and the same week it's a pandemic, and I say, Juan, need go put this one in internet and go. But really, it's not planified. It's not like and learn every day something different about the art. And it's so complex because the virtual museums need exhibition every week. It's not the same than a normal museum. Normal museum, you prepared one exhibition for 2 months. Virtual museum change every week the exhibition because it's virtual. It's tech people go inside and looking. In 1 week, the people are so boring with this exhibition, need other. The virtual work is very different than real work. And but our team learn and put more specialist people and put more curators. And now MIAR collection have 4 curators for the different countries, 1 curator for Europe, other for Africa, Asia, and Middle East. Vincent, I talk, you tell me.
No. We want you to talk. That's the whole point. They don't want to listen to me. They want to listen to you. That's great. So fair enough. No,
yeah, but my ideas is a little, it's not too much organized, but it's okay.
No, trust me, we know the result is beautiful. And by the way, talking about result, I understand that you have a presentation for us, and I think maybe it would be interesting for us for all of us to maybe see the process. And I know that you have a presentation, so perhaps. Well, you go ahead. I like the second photo, by the way, of this one.
Okay. MIAR collection. Tom.
Shoot.
This is for example, one exhibition in our virtual museum. The exhibition is the same thing than a normal museum. And the curator team working and select the artists, and the artists send the portfolio. And it's a lot of work because a lot of artists don't have idea how need explain the piece of art about technology things, no? When you put one piece of art in the technology platforms, you need a very good quality, you need a very good high resolution. If you have a sculpture, you need other special thing for a sculpture. And our team working too much in this thing. And but the idea is that people feel the same or close the same experience than when go to the museum. No, when the people enter to the museum and the museum exists one small robot and help you for where area do you want to visit, or where exposition do you want to visit, or what artist do you want. And when you stay in virtual museum, you go close to the piece of art, and you can see the history of the artist, and where is the piece of art, and what is the idea about this piece of art.
Alejandra, I remember that, sorry to ask you this, this is maybe a question you will answer later, but do you feel that in the beginning, when you started MIAR Art, I remember going into the museum in the beginning, and now when I'm going now, do you feel that people are more, feel easier with going to virtual museum? Do you feel that now that everybody does video conference and does, do you feel there is an increase and an improvement in there?
Super, because in the beginning, I remember in my case, the first time when I'm entered to the virtual museum, I'm entered and something happened with my telephone, and I'm go out. And a lot of friends of mine called me and say, Alejandra, this is not good. Something happened with my telephone or computer. But now the people, of course, is more familiar things about this. And the presentation now, you can see, for example, the numbers of the name of the artist, and you can see a lot of countries. It's more than, I think it's more than 9 or I don't know how many artists for the different countries, Argentina, Tokyo, Brazil, Egypt,
Senegal.
Super. Tremendous group of artists and a tremendous team for create this. It's not easy, but do it. And it's very, I'm very happy because now a lot of museums, normal museums, have a virtual museums. No, it's very easy for the people now to have the access to the art. You can go to the MoMA, you can go to the Met, you visit. And this is very, very interesting new point of view about the art. Okay, Juan, you can move this one. Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
Yes, I'm sorry. We are entering now to the Mia collection art pieces. Okay, just for you.
Okay. Perfect, perfect one. Okay, I'm selected a small group of pieces for show. Then my collection is more than 900 pieces of art. It's too many pieces of art, but I know exactly any piece of art that I have, and I know the artist, and the case the artist is living, no? But this is one of my favorite piece of art, is Lygia Clark. I think you know Lygia Clark is in the MoMA, Pompidou, and the more important museums in the world. This woman is a very particular because she changed the point of view and the people perceive the sculptures. And she worked with the sculpture is the people is possible touch and moving. When you see this sculpture, you can move this sculpture, no? And for I don't know how many years the sculpture is only for observate, and the people observe the sculpture. And Lygia proposed one very new concept about the sculpture model. And this series is denominated the Bichos. It's in Portuguese. Bichos like a small animals movement, no? And if you have one piece of art in this artist, you have all the piece of art of this artist, because one piece of art is possible transformer, and I don't know how many pieces of art. This is one of my favorite, and I really, really love, and I recommend now is the Guggenheim in Bilbao, have a fantastic retrospective about this artist. The next. Oh. No, la otra, la anterior, Juan, the other, okay. Okay, Leonora Carrington.
Yes, this is now.
Okay, Leonora Carrington, you know Leonora Carrington, no? And I think all the group know Leonora Carrington. And she's an amazing artist, and exists a lot of piece of art about Leonora. It's not super conocidas, no? The people don't know too much. The people know very well the name, but don't know too much what is the work she do. But she is one artist very famous, and of course now she don't live. But the more important museum have a lot of piece of art about this woman. This woman working about the reality and the other dimensional thing, and she inspired and about Dali and about different artists, about different dimensionalities and different realities. This is the other very historical. It's just a historical piece of art. And this is one of my favorites. This artist, Marta Botto, and all my interviews and magazine, the people ask me about the Marta Botto. Marta Botto is an Argentinian woman living in los 50s and the 50s. And she's mathematical and kinetic, and maybe I'm attractive, and maybe I have very attractive about this artist because I'm mathematic too. And she is part of the movement in los 50s and the 50s about the kinetic movement in the world. And she worked and she transformed the piece of art and the kinetic sculptures, and she gave a lot of direction. And I don't know how many artists in the world. She's an incredible artist, but the problem, please listen this. The problem is this artist is married with other artists. And of course, the husband is more recognized about she. But now, with the time, she's a very recognized and very important, and she participates in the next month. Pompidou have one retrospective about the more important artists in the 50s, and Marta Botto is one artist. I want you know this artist and you exploring about this artist. And I have one friend of mine have the more big collectors about the Marta Botto. It's Maman Gallery in Miami. And I don't know how many pieces of art exist for sale to the Marta Boto now. And that is a very good opportunity, because I think so this artist is now is a leyenda, it's a legend. In the future, of course, this is more important. I don't know if you understand me well.
Well, I think kinetic art speaks to pretty much everybody. It's actually interesting because this is a photo, and this is a question I wanted to ask you, because kinetic art is interesting because it is kinetic, so it is a movement.
Yeah.
And in your museum, if I'm not mistaken, I think for the time being, it is not, we cannot see the moving artwork. So for Marta Boto and the kinetic movement, which in Latin America is extremely important, of course, we remember the Julio Lepar and all of these.
He's the same time to the Julio Lepar. Yeah,
of course, who is a
very
good friend of yours.
Julio Lepar.
Yes, I know you're a good friend with Julio.
Very good friend of mine. Yeah.
Of course. And but Alejandra, in the museum, in the virtual museum, we will be able at some point to see kinetic art and the movement, because this is, of course, what's fascinating. I mean, I think this work of art, if I'm not mistaken, is turning, right? Everything is turning.
It's turning. Every piece moving to the different time and the different level, and an experience, not only visual experience, and experience for all your sense, no?
Yes.
And you can touch the Marta Boto have the same thing, the Alicia Clark, and when she created kinetic things, she can do the people touch and participate with the art. A little same happened with the Julio Lepar too, no?
Yes. So you will be able in the MIA Art Collection Virtual Museum, it will be possible to see the movement, or not yet?
Nor now, but I'm working in this because the virtual platforms is very revolutionary now, but exists a lot of limitation. And I think the virtual reality or intelligent or artificial intelligence, I don't know say in English, but the pandemic go very fast, too many fast for the internet or for the virtual things, and sometimes more fast than internet really imagine, no? But I think is with the time, maybe in 1 month or 2 months, exists the possibility for visit this and movement.
You never stop. We know that, Alejandra. You never stop. So we will be experiencing kinetic art almost live, thanks to you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. This one is wow.
Yeah.
The name of this artist is Veronica Ruth Frias. She's Spanish. And when I'm describing this, the other day I'm going to the one school here in Dubai. And the people ask me, where is this piece of art? And I don't know explain very well in my bad English, but I ask the people in the school, the boys and the girls, the childs in the school, and I say, you see Harry Potter? And all the childs tell me, yes, of course I see Harry Potter. Okay, that is one paint, like the Harry Potter movie, when the paint take a life. It's like a video, but it's the piece of art have a small movement, and you don't know when you observe it if it's a video, is the paint movement, is take a life. It's something very, very beautiful. And she's a feminist, of course. And she prepared this piece of art. The name is The Last Dinner, no? Like in Catholic thing is The Last Dinner with Jesucristo and 12 apóstoles. And it's a very fascinating, because when you see the piece of art completely, you introducing the world of the women. And this piece of art finished with a table very dirty, with a lot of childs in the table, and it's very interesting to observe. That is one for me, and about technology art, fantastic experience. And this is possibly you see in my website. All the piece of art in my collection is in the website.
Alejandra, there is something interesting, is that, and this is relating to a question that was asked by the audience, is in the pieces that I have seen so far, and I know a lot of your collection, Is there an evolution in what you are collecting? And especially, I think it's interesting, maybe now that you said you are receiving 1,000 portfolios,
Yes.
do you see an evolution in your own taste as a collector because of what you have done, especially in the last 1 year? Do you see an evolution?
Of course. Of course, but for me, the evolution is something like a personality. It's like for me, the evolution is natural in any human. No, of course, when you work in this and when you learn something, you learn more and you're more. My eyes is very entrenado. It's very training now. No, but it's part of the work. Is part of the work than I do. But this is possible for any people participate in art. When you stay in art and when you look and when you look and you visit artists and you listen with the artist talk, and when you go to the fairs, of course you learn and you train in your eyes. And you accept more different piece of art and you appreciate the difference of piece of art and different technique. And yeah, it's an incredible world, you know.
If you allow me, Alejandra, maybe for sure, this is a question I'm sure you had before. It's a question from the audience. What is the reaction from the people who are visiting your virtual museum? Do they like it? Do you have critics? Because of course, virtual is virtual. It is not the reality. It is not the reality of art. What kind of reaction are you getting from the people who are visiting? Happiness, critic, love and hate? What feedback do you receive?
It's a very interesting question. I receive everything. The people tell me everything. The people tell me, what are you doing? This is not the experience. You see the piece of art. And the other people tell me, the other day I received one WhatsApp and the very old woman, and I never see in my life. And she say, Alejandra, you don't imagine how I'm happy than I am because I'm with COVID and I can go out to my home and I love the art and I can go to the museums. And this is a very beautiful opportunity that I receive art in my home. No, and of course the people talk everything, and a small group accept, like or don't like. But if you see the history of the art in the world, change completely, all the time change. The museums for los años 800 is something very new. No, depends what is the point of view do you have, and if you have one point of view very big about the world, you understand that is the next step for our generation or maybe for the next generation. If you have the child or family, you understand the child is with a telephone all the time, live with a telephone, I don't know how many hours per day, more now with COVID, a lot of childs have the school and the internet. And I think it's a new experience, but it's not strange. It's not strange. I think the human is prepared for this. And the human have the other culture, very technological and evolutionary things. And then I don't know how many years ago. I think it's in our genetic, understand the technologic things.
I love hearing your point of view, always passionate and sure of what you have in mind. Alejandra, there's just
listen, I have the question. Listen, I have the question. You listen me good, or you listen only the?
No, the voice is very good. We don't have a problem, but for some reason it is dark, so we cannot.
For this, that's I can go my light, please. 1 minute.
Yes, go. Yeah, switch on the light. Switch on your light.
Of course.
This is interesting. This is very interesting. Noemi Barrios. Yes.
So we have two more slides and we are done with the presentation.
Alejandra, I would like for you to spend a little time with this piece from Noemi Barrios, because I want to understand how you spotted this artist, very, very conceptual, but yet extremely poetic. What is it that you liked about it, and why did you decide to feature this artist in your collection and in the art?
Of too many things. The first things I'm very admired for the women is when the woman is very working, when the woman working very hard, and when the women don't stop about the dreams. And this is one artist, very young, but very strong. And for me, it's very incredible. Look, this artist, she postulate. I don't know, postulate in English is the same to Spanish, postular, or I don't know. But she, all the program exists about the museum is the name of Noemi. All the activities exist in the world art, the name is Noemi. And when I look this, I say, I want to know this girl because it's a very young girl. And what is the idea that she has? And she working with a technology, but she studied in Taiwan for I don't know how many years. And she's a specialist on porcelana. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she create this mask. The history of this mask, this piece of art is very same to our history in the virtual museum, because she create this piece of art in I think so in the same 1 month before to the pandemic. But she don't know the pandemic exists in this moment, no? Sorry, one telephone of my daughter is.
This is
and I
real
say,
life.
please, I don't want nothing perturb my conversation, but of course, don't happen.
This is real life, Alejandra. This is real life.
Exactly.
But actually, maybe because there is a question here, and maybe that allows me to ask you a small question on how you did it. Because I think what we also are very interested in understanding is what triggered you with this art and what this piece. Did you feel a special emotion? The story of the work is interesting, but you, in your heart, did you feel something very special? And what is it that you felt when you saw this piece?
Hope, life, brain, respirar, oppression, love, depression, sad, all the emotional the people feeling with this pandemic, all the emotional thing the people see. And one moment I remember, and I think all the people disagree with me, and I look the TV and I say, but this is a movie. This is really movie. It's not our reality. And when I see this piece of art, of course, I feel a lot of emotional things. And for this, I buy this art, this piece of art. And now, in the 28th of March, this piece of art is the exhibition in the Zaha Hadid Hotel here in Dubai. And I want to invite all the people for visit in the real, because it's a very powerful. It's not only one piece, it's 5 pieces. All this piece put like a, I don't know, for you don't forget it what happened, no? For you remember what happened, for you remember what happened with the family suffer pandemic or suffer, I don't know, or lose a family or the family is sick. And for me, it's an emblematic. This piece of art is emblematic for this moment.
And you as a collector, Alejandra, emotion is important, right? Emotion in front of a work, of a piece of art. Emotion is the first thing that will make you discover more this feeling.
Absolutely. It's like a love for me. It's like a love. For me, the art is the same relation that people have with the love. When you look one person and you like something, it's because something happened, no? It's something connection and something create a connection.
Please talk to us about this particular work. This is very special as well.
This is very special and it's very controversial. And for this I like.
I know.
And for this I like. This is one, then a last piece of art. I don't remember, maybe Juan remember what time I buy this one in, I think it's in Barcelona. I'm not sure. But in Barcelona,
in Spain, last year.
Yeah, last year. Thank you, Juan, thank you. This piece of art is very, very unique. The artist, Maria Asia Kutcher, she's Peruvian, live in Europe, working in Berlin. and she worked about the travesties, but women's travesties, no? And she talked about the history, about the all famous women in the world, like a writer's woman, doctor's woman. For example, you can see in this piece of art that George Sand, you know George Sand, no?
Of course.
Of course. George Sand is one woman need put a dress for the men for go to the meetings and at the point this time, no? She need a travestismo, not about sexuality, about the power of the women. A lot of women need change your outside, I don't know, your outside personality for work. If you see this relationship, for example, with a power woman, I don't know, engineering. Maybe you never see one engineer empowered in the pink dress. You see the power engineer maybe in the paint with a, you know, like strong. The same happened with a lot of famous women in the work, and very famous and writer and actors. And these artists create this big piece. This piece of art is for museum, and I think so. I'm donate this piece of art, and I have a conversation now with the Lohan Museum in New York. It's a gay and lesbian museum, and because it's not a piece of art for my home or for I have personality. It's so big, and it's incredible, educated about our history like a woman's, because it's very important to recognize our history for take a decision what is the next step in our life.
Alejandra, do you consider yourself today as an art collector or as an art activist? What is most...
Exists different?
I love your answer. I love your answer. I think it's a wonderful answer. Yes, of course. But when you said earlier in the conversation that you met this friend who told you you've got to do something with your art, was it, did this activist feminist spirit, did this trigger the project, or was it the art passion that triggered the project? Which one was the most important, I would say? I'm sorry, I'm insisting on the question.
No, perfect. I love your insisted. For me, it's a two different things, but connected in Mi Art collection. I think so. Mi Art collection reflects these two things put in one collection, because the two things is very important for me. But I'm very special feminist, and I'm a feminist, but I'm very feminina. I'm a mother. I have a family, you know. I don't go to the street for activists, but I think it's very important the women understand when talk about feminists, the people talk about the equality. Don't talk about the men or women. Talk about the equality. Feminist is a description for the people want the equality opportunities, nothing more. All the other is history in the TV, maybe, I don't know, but this is reality. And in my case, buy art, support art about women, because if you see the representations of the women in the museums, it's really sad. The representation in the museums for female artists is not more than 50% in a very super revolutionary museum. Historical, the museums have 4% of the representation of the women's artists. And when you see how many women study art or study curator art, it's more a big, el número, the names of the people study art or study curator art or history of art is more women. And
yes, I agree with you, Alejandra. And I think what you are doing is, and I say this because I know you as a friend, is I think what is wonderful about what you are doing is that you are not excluding the men around your collection.
Of course, no.
Around your collection, exactly. I mean, myself, of course, and other curators who are working with you, and gallerists and so on are also men. And I think this interaction that you are, I think, very smart.
Because in my mind don't exist the difference. In my mind, maybe I'm so strange, but in my mind, the man and woman is exactly same. It's two human people need and do the same opportunities. And
do you feel that for you, because I believe that you are, although this piece is this particular artwork is quite feminist in many ways, but if I am maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that most of the work that you are collecting is not actually political. I don't think work, it's, you are collecting art for art, not because it's feminist, no?
No.
Yeah. And this is
no, I'm not interested in the politic. I don't believe in the politic. I don't like the politic people. I don't like nothing about politics. No, it's about art. It's about art. But in any case, of course, the art represents different things, no? And art is expression. The art is expression for what happened in one time of the history. If you understand the art, if you see what happened with Da Vinci, or I don't know, every famous art in different level of the history represented something. And of course, if you have one collector, or if you have a big collector, you need to have a small thing about everything, no?
Alejandra, we have only 10 minutes in front of us.
Yeah.
Would you think so? Thank you very much. I think you have an idea of showing us a couple of pieces in your place. And I think it would be lovely if we could maybe walk around your amazing collection. I know you have absolutely fantastic works. I know we don't have the time to go through everything, obviously.
Yeah, but I need to move a little my telephone. I don't know if for the other people it's okay.
Yes, I'm just worried actually. Can we see? I hope we can see full screen, but anyway, yes, we can see definitely full screen if we just click on the right button. That's right. Yes. Go ahead, Alejandra. Okay, let's have a little walk. Let's have a little walk in your beautiful apartment.
Yeah, 1 minute. A minute, please, because I want to connect like this. Okay. You see me?
We absolutely see you, yes.
Okay, for example, and now I need to put this one for the other, pero necesito darlo vuelta, 1 minute. Okay, the first piece of art then I want to show you is Carmen Argote. You see? Good?
Yes.
Carmen Argote.
Step back a little bit. Can you step back a little bit? Can you go backwards? Yes.
Like this one?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Carmen Argote, and she's a very incredible artist. She is American, but she lives in Los Angeles, and she has a lot of exposition because she is a performance artist. And she worked with manuality things, and she worked with a lot of social group of the women in the world. And this piece of art, she worked with the refugiados, the refugee people in America. And all this big piece of art represents the suffer of the woman refugiados.
Yeah, the refugees. I don't know. Women refugees. Yes, women.
Yes, refugees. Yes. And I buy this because it's very incredible. If you can appreciate the texture and color, and it's a very beautiful and represent the life of the women, and maybe years and suffer go like a red. I know in Middle East exists a lot of restriction about the red things, but in this case, I think it's a very beautiful and noble things. The other piece of art that I want you to see, I don't know if you see okay, you tell me.
Of course, Elvira.
This piece is very special for me because my collection is no profit collection. And I don't receive the gift for the artist. And a lot of artists sometimes ask me, Alejandra, I want to give you one piece of art, and I never received the gift of piece of art. But this artist, and it's a very special, is the name Elvira Smeke.
Of course.
And she convinced me that I need to have one piece of art. But she tell me, I give you one piece of art of mine, but I need you to have this piece of art in your home. And this piece of art have a very beautiful history because she bordering.
Yes, embroidery. It's embroidery. Yes, she sews on the pages. Yes.
Yeah, and the
It's
pages
knitted.
is a book. It's a poetry books about women. And she brought different things about. You can see the piece.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And
it's
she
excellent.
create and these broader things a new language for the women. And now you can see the new language. You see?
Yes.
The new language for the expression about women. And she said the new language for the women is completely different than normal language. It's about integrate things, create things, love things, and a lot of things. And I have one, I don't know where other do you want to see? If you want, I show you more, Vincent?
Yes, we have just a few minutes, but I just received one important question. Actually, I'm surprised nobody asked this question before.
Okay.
Actually, I know that you also have men artists in your collection. So you are not exclusive. Yes, of course, you are focusing your attention on women artists at the moment, but in your collection, you have men as well, men artists. And it is something that you will continue to collect, men artists?
In the beginner, buy too many men's artists, and of course, it's a very talented. Yes, the answer is yes. I have men in my collection, but in my personal collection, our collection is only for female artists. But in my home, and I have a piece of art because in my home, I think I am the only feminist in my house.
Well, we can have another debate about that. I think we don't have much time left because it's so absolutely fascinating. But I have one last question for you. You have done this, this big adventure is this 1 year adventure. Where do you see yourself in 1 year or in 5 years or in 10 years? Where do you see you and where do you see Mia Art Collection in the future?
I see very skinny, more tall, more beautiful. I don't know. No, that's joking. But Mia Collection, I know what I see. Mia Collection, I see like my dream is create one museum, and I'm working too much in this, and it's too many time, it's too many money, because everything is no profit. It's very different when you working for one institution and have the recourse for this. This is my daughter again with the telephone.
Don't worry, we cannot hear it actually. We cannot hear it. Don't worry.
So sorry. Yes, I think so. Maybe in 5 years, I see my project Mia Collection with a museum.
And is it a museum or is it also a residence, artist residence, where you would receive women artists on residence? Is that something you want to do?
Yes and no. No, I want to see a museum. I want a construction, a museum, a big museum for women's artists in the world. Because all the museums exist in the world about women is museums and put a woman in one small area, no? It don't exist apart than Washington, D.C.
Yeah, of course, yes.
It's not my favorite, but don't exist one museum for women's artists. And the more incredible things and the more happy than I have, and a lot of proposals that I received for construction my museum is here in Emirates. And I'm very orgullosa, I'm very proud about this, because I really see the mentality of the Emiratis people is super, I don't know, super, not revolutionary, but super bigger now, no? And yes, if you ask me when I see about this, I see my museum. But I have project for resident. Mi art collection have one resident in South America, and support residents in Spain. Have one scholarship for artists. But the residence is not my dream. I have a big dreams.
Well, Alejandra, we cannot wait to visit your museum. I think it's you have sold the concept to everyone, I'm sure, today. I can tell you when I see the number of participants that we definitely have pretty high number today. So congratulations, you are like a magnet. You are like a magnet. I don't know if anybody has other questions. Everybody is making thank you and brilliant and all kinds of things. So it's, I'll share with you later on the comments. But we received a lot of questions. I think you are definitely inspiring.
But if you send me the question,
yes.
no
Yes.
problem. I respond,
Absolutely.
of course.
Barbara, I think we are now at the end of the session. Alejandra, I want to thank you personally. By the way, I have a message from Lulwa Al-Hamoud that you met the other day. She completely fell in love with you. The audience here, at least the Middle East audience, knows very well Lulwa Al-Hamoud, and she absolutely adored the conversation with you. For those who don't know Lulwa, this is an artist, a female artist from Saudi Arabia, and she fell in love with Alejandra like everyone else.
Thank you so much, Barbara, Vincent, and this beautiful team. And I'm very happy in this opportunity. The women need support each other together, and this is the only thing. This is the only possibility for change our world. And thank you so much. And wherever you want, come in or visit me. And
thank you.
We'll see. Barbara, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Vincent. Alejandra, thank you so much for such an interesting conversation. Thank you for taking the time to share and explain the concept behind your virtual museum. Everybody is now impatient to visit it. I've been personally touched by your collection, by its originality, but as well by the fact that it carries important values and supports women in art, which we know are underrepresented. I believe you're a real visionary art collector and art promoter. Your virtual museum is a clear evidence of that. I want again, dear Alejandra, on behalf of the Art Circle board, to warmly thank you. Thank you, Vincent, for great moderation. I would like to thank all of you for attending our webinar today. Do not hesitate to follow us on our website and Instagram, theartcircle.ae, where you will find the replays of our webinars, but also general information about the Art Circle. Stay safe, stay tuned, and see you soon.
thank you so much.